Bro, who else is gonna start their podcast off this aggressive right here? I got 30 seconds in the beginning of my show, and it's already lit. Listen, if you got this on in your car, put your windows down and just go crazy with this shit. Yo, swerve your shit off the road, hit other people, just go wild, man. It's all love for Pod Caviar. Just do mad crazy shit when you hear this podcast and let everybody know about it so they can do crazy shit too. But let me stop bullshitting and get to the show. It's one of the best podcasts ever. Top 5 dead or alive. Welcome to Pod Caviar. I'm your host Tony, running solo this week. Graham is doing some renovations to the studio, so the studio is being upgraded. So I had to use the backup studio, Lakefront Villa Studio. It's mad tranquil in here. It's real quiet. It's nice, and it allows you to have an environment where you can create. Along with Pod Caviar, I also do Shirt Caviar, which is my business, and I design and sell shirts online, shirtcaviar.com. Check it out. One of the things that I require is that if I'm creating something, or if I'm in creation mode, if you're not helping me create, then leave me alone. Get out of the room. Go in another room. And I need that because I don't like distractions. I already have enough distractions as is. Like it takes a while for me, or not a while, but it takes a lot for me to be on track. But once I get on track, I'm just pumping out everything. Like I would say I made about 10, 15 designs yesterday for Shirt Caviar. All of them are fire. They all on the website under the 2019 collection. When you go on the website, you got your whole little menu. Depending on where you go, if you go on mobile, you click the 3 bars like any other website. You got your menu. You got your Black History Month collection, which is banging. You got your 2019 collection, banging. Abstract is the new norm, banging. Censorship will be the death of art, real shit, and that's banging too. And I even left the 2018 collection up there. And listen, this is stuff that we've talked about in every episode. All right. So I just launched a campaign today that will allow customers of Shirt Caviar to take a picture wearing a shirt off the website. And we'll go through and we'll post the best pictures so that they could get some shine. We get some shine. Everybody's happy. Everybody's scratching each other's backs. We can help each other become famous because this year is the year of caviar. It's caviar season 24/7, 365. I don't want to hear anything. That's just how it is. And the people of Caviar City know. People outside of Caviar City know too. All the Cavamaniacs out there, they know what time it is because they've been riding with us since day one. So it's nothing. So like I said, you go on shirtcaviar.com, you pick a shirt, pick more than one. I don't give a damn. When it comes, you get it, it's fly, you happy, you're excited. Woo! You got all this merch. Put that merch on, take good photos, and then send them You can send them to shirt_caviar at Instagram. You can send them to the Shirt Caviar Facebook page. You can send them to me on Twitter at Not Having It. I'll put that in the description. You can send them. I don't know whether you can text them. Fucking try it. 443-747-1417. That's the number to get in touch with Pod Caviar and Shirt Caviar. By the way, they share numbers. It's not problematic now, but it will be in the future. But by that time, you hire people to like do your customer service or whatever. So that's what it is. And we have, oh man, the ad campaigns are getting better and better. Every time I release a new ad, I just get excited, and it invigorates you. And it's really something to see a business that you started from nothing grow to where it's at right now, and knowing that this is just scratching the surface. It's just going to get better from here on out. But yeah, of course, this is off-season content. I don't really have anything to talk about right now. I did have a story that I read a long time ago. It was about a heist, and I think I'm going to push that off until next week because a lot of times I like to have these episodes when I talk about these stories, or even if there's conspiracy theories, I like to have other people in the booth with me. That way we can have a back and forth conversation, and you can hear somebody else's point of view that may fall in line with mine or not. It all depends. It's a crapshoot. I'm always open to having guests on the show. It's just logistics of getting that together is where, generally speaking, all those plans fall apart. A lot of us still have the 9-to-5 jobs and kids to raise and normal lives. And then when you do things like podcasting and you're running a business, all that is on top of it. So, of course, you got responsibilities that you got to take care of. You take care of your responsibilities. That's what you're supposed to do as an adult. You're supposed to take care of your responsibilities all the time. What's left after that is what you have time for podcasting and doing all this. Everybody has a different schedule. Everybody works at a different place. I've never been a real fan of the phone interviews unless I can get it to where the phone sounds exactly like me being in a studio, or the phone sounds as good as what you hear on the radio when you hear people who speak clear and you can hear them and they're not too close to the radio or whatever. I had something like that with GC Radio, and I want to go back to it. I just got to do it correctly. Like I've always said, I plan, and some things I can plan and make happen sooner than others, but a lot of things are just being pushed to later date. A lot of this stuff is being pushed to the summer. It's not really cold down here, but you can do a lot more moving around in the summer, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, it's all, it's work. It's not easy. None of this is easy. Going in to the start, I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and it's still not easy. And I'm still learning and figuring out ways to stay relevant while staying grounded at the same time. I would say that this is still we're still in the baby caterpillar phase. We haven't even grown to a full caterpillar that's ready to get into the cocoon and then come out as a butterfly. What I've learned is that, and you know what, this really came over me recently because I was watching a documentary on YouTube about the Most Unruly is the name of the channel, and this guy has so many good in-depth videos of different topics, mostly hip-hop related. But two things. He did a video about Kanye West making his album Yeezus and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. The things that I extrapolated from those videos is that in order to really put yourself in the zone, you have to really detach yourself from the things that prevent you from being in the zone. And I just said this earlier in this episode. Those are things that I've been doing. When I said that I don't want people who aren't helping me create around me, those are things that I've always done since day one. And knowing that I'm not the only person that does that is, it's reassuring that I'm on the right track. A lot of people may say, well, duh, why would you want to, when you used to how things are, it's tough to change, right? Next time you leave the house, if you normally grab your keys with your right hand and put them in your right pocket, use your left hand and put them in your left pocket and see how much that shakes your world. Go ahead, do it. And I'm not telling you to start writing with your left hand. No, these are things that once you do them so much, they become embedded in your brain so that when you shock it by doing it another way, then it ripples. And then you're like, whoa, what the fuck? If you normally back into your parking spot in front of your apartment, a house, pull into it, park somewhere else. But you don't have to go that far. The point that I'm getting is that, look, it's hard to break out of your routine. It's hard to change your mind. Everybody has a little bit of stubbornness, but if something has been working so well for you, it's hard for you to try something else, even if the way that you were doing it ultimately hindered you. You can't see past that because you've convinced yourself that what you're doing is helping you. So let's say that you were doing something that's been working for you, and out of 100%, maybe your outcome is 10%. The 100% is your full artistic creative pool, and you've settled to a point to where you only output 10%. 90% of it is just there. You don't know about it because you haven't tapped into it. So how do you do that? One of the things that I noticed from these videos about Kanye West and how he went about making his albums, his creative process is so intense, but it's focused and it's lean, and there aren't any real sections or parts of it that allow for straying off of the topic or going away from the goal. He had teams of people that came to the studio wherever he was, whether it's Hawaii or wherever the hell else he can, wherever he was at. They came and they had a set schedule every day of what was going to happen. And it wasn't just a bunch of people in the studio. Yeah, they spent a lot of time in the studio, but it was also like working out together and then doing this and then going out. He had a section where he sat down and he wrote letters to his fans, and the group ate together. They sat down and they would come up with things differently, individually, come together, speak on it. From what I saw, there wasn't a person that was a part of that process that he was against listening to. And that's something that I've had to deal with in the past. And it's not something that you can easily get over. If you come up to me now, and this happened the other day, and I posted something, and then a friend of mine was like, yeah, I mean, that's tight, but try it this way. In the past, younger me would be like, nah, fuck that. I mean, that sounds cool or whatever, but you know, what you see is what you get. Now I'm like, fuck it, why not? Try it. It's been too many times where I have done something that I personally, and I've talked about this so many times, I've done something and I've been like, nah, I don't like that. I'm going to sit that on the back burner. And then people have liked it. So I've incorporated it into my works, and it got popularity. You have to be open to change. So what's change? When is too much change a bad thing? Well, let's see. If you change so much that you honestly in your soul feel like you've lost yourself, then you have to step away from that and really recenter yourself and get back to your basics. I'm all for innovating and creating and trying new things and going away from the circle that we're all comfortable in. Everybody has their circle. Some people like to say it's a box. I don't know. It's more of a circle. I think the circle, because the circle is 360 degrees of yourself. So you look at yourself, you look at how you are, your psyche. What can you change? What can you make what changes can you make that will better you without you losing who you are? What can you do? Whether it's, I mean, you can make the smallest change and you can feel absolutely amazing. Take a walk. Everybody likes to say go to the gym, but okay, if you're a person like me, every time I've gone to the gym, I not every time, but a lot of times I've gone with dudes who like lifting weights. They love lifting weights and bulking up. I hated that shit. That was more depressing than having depression to me. And it took me a while to go to the gym alone, where I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? You don't have to slam weights or do triathlons or be damn near an Olympic athlete in order to be healthy. There's a lot of things that you can do that will lead you down the path of healthiness, and minor adjustments here and there. You have your plan that's for you. Now, if I had just went to the gym and continued cranking weights and then doing all this stuff that I knew I didn't want, at some point in time, I would have lost me. I would have looked good. I would have bulked up and been all muscular and shit, but I would have lost so much gaining so little that what's the point? Surround yourself with people that not only support you, but are real with you. Do not shut people out. Learn how to take constructive criticism. Matter of fact, scratch that. Learn how to take criticism, period. Because I don't like that. Well, you just got to learn how to take constructive criticism, because you make it seem like you're telling people that the only way to criticize other people is to do it constructively. Well, who are you to tell somebody else how to fucking use words? Who are you to tell somebody else how to criticize something? You want constructive criticism, but you're not always going to get constructive criticism. You're just not. You just aren't. It's not a guarantee. Nothing in life is guaranteed except for death. It sounds cliche, but that's real. So, how do you deal with criticism? How can you take criticism in stride? Everybody has that feeling when you do something. Either you got to speak in front of people, you got to put together a presentation, you got to do this, you got to do that. You put yourself out there to where people are open to criticize you. after you receive the criticism, you have a choice. You can either take that criticism, no matter how harsh it was given to you, break it down, and then see what you can take away from that. If there are actual bits that need improvement, if the criticism had bits in it that were accurate, and that's something that you recognize and that you could improve on, who gives a fuck how they said it to you? They just helped you become a better you. There's so many times where when I was doing Game Caviar, I would upload a video and I would be so nervous and so anxious, and I would just look at the likes and dislikes, because of course on YouTube, if you got more dislikes than likes, oh my God, you are absolutely horrible. You need to stop. You need to never make another YouTube video again. Close your channel, delete everything. Hell, don't even go on YouTube anymore. You're done watching videos. You're done doing anything. You are a loser. You need to go sit in a room. You go sit in that round room, and don't you come out until you found the fucking corner. You piece of shit. That's what it feels like when you don't really understand or know how to accept criticism. Once you learn that people criticizing you, the ultimate goal of receiving a critique is to improve and to help yourself, then it's all a learning experience. So after I became confident enough in myself to where criticism didn't hurt me at all, I didn't feel any way about it. I just accepted the critique, and I broke it down. I went through it, got all the little bits out of it that I could use to improve myself, and I kept it moving. So yes, do that. Upload that video, make that song, wear that fucking outfit, wear that piece of outfit, wear that accessory, do that big shop. I've always said that people aren't mad at you most of the time. A lot of times when people are hating or they're angry at you, they're really just angry at themselves because they can't be you. They can't do what you're doing. They can't have what you have. They can't move a crowd like you can move a crowd. They can't make people laugh and do all this. They can't elevate themselves to the level that you're at. So they project the angriness that they have at themselves for being a failure onto you. Nobody's gonna look down at you for being brave. People are gonna hate you because they ain't you. I'm dead serious. Look, I mean, there's sometimes, okay, seriously, there are times where people will literally be angry at you because of something that you did, especially if you're driving in traffic. If you have never driven on 695 in Baltimore, then you don't understand this. But any place, in any situation, somebody will be mad at you for something that you did, whether you did it purposefully or not. Oh, well. Whatever. If you're wrong, apologize. If you're not wrong, they go fuck themselves. You are not responsible for other people's feelings. You're not. There's no way that you can understand the depth of human emotion and personality and conscience and all this. How do you understand that for yourself, you have all of that, and then every other person in the world also has that, but they're all different. So if you are supposed to be catering to everybody else's emotions, you are going to be you're going to be tired and exhausted. Every person is different. I mean, it's like a few basic things that you can follow. Of course, be nice when you want to be nice. For the most part, be nice. Don't be a dick. Yeah, I mean, you'll be fine if you do that. But there's always somebody that's gonna hate you for whatever. There's always somebody that's gonna, especially online. Listen, once people begin to use the internet, and then you give them a voice, but they sit behind a computer, and you never really know who you're talking to, they're gonna say whatever they want to say. I mean, it's been happening since the internet became famous. But you see it all the time. All the time. These celebrities will say something, and then they get dragged on Twitter or Instagram, and then they shut their Instagram page down. And people do it on social media. I've done it before. I mean, sometimes if it gets to the point to where it's messing with your mental health, okay, cool, take a step away, because social media is not real. Nothing about social media is real. It is a playground that people use to have fun. But people don't want to play 24/7. But if you're on there, if you say something dumb and then somebody's making jokes about you, everybody can be made into a meme these days. And then you do that shit, you go in there, and then, you know, I don't know. I think that we as a people just need to evolve. I mean, shit. How many changes evolution wise have we seen in humans? When's the last time that you've seen one or read about one? Of course, they take years, but hasn't it been years? Has humanity hit a brick wall? That's crazy. It all comes down to having thicker skin. It sounds like a dick. I sound like a dick saying it, but I mean, that's what it is. You gotta learn how to brush this shit off. Don't feed the trolls. That's what they say. And if you tried something and it didn't work out, you know you did your best. Hey, it happens. Even Tom Brady loses Super Bowls. But he also won a ton of fucking Super Bowls too. Huh? Imagine that. Imagine Tom Brady and the Patriots go to a Super Bowl. They lose the Super Bowl. The first time that they've gone to a Super Bowl and lost. Imagine Tom Brady would be like, I retire. Fuck this. No, not for me. No, fuck no. He came back and he kept going, and he just keeps winning Super Bowls. Jesus. I know what that's like to have a favorite team that wins a lot of Super Bowls. I'm a Cowboys fan. We got 5 trophies. Hopefully they get some more. But anyway, have people in your corner that will always support you, but keep it real with you. When they keep it real with you, understand that they just want you to be better, and that everybody has a different way of looking at the world, so that one person can see a fireplace and just think of how hot it is, and another person can look at a fireplace and see a masterpiece. Some people see the flames for light. Some people see flames as heat. Some people see flames, but they only hear the sound that it makes. When I create, I break things down to the simplest form, and then what I come up with in my mind, I have to translate that. No, rather I transfer that into a visual means so that everybody can see it. It takes a lot to do that. It takes a lot to be criticized. It takes a lot to fail. It takes a lot to not reach a goal. But you know what else takes a lot? Loving yourself and being able to get up and keep going. Taking care of your responsibilities while taking care of yourself at the same time. Knowing when to say enough is enough. I need to change, and then changing it, and then sticking to those changes. Maybe the evolution of humans will not be a physical evolution. Maybe it will be a mental, where we just look at the world in a way that can be translated to something that will help us all level up. Maybe. Or maybe I'm just a guy rambling on a podcast. Who knows? I do have some knowledge, though. Whatever. Anyway, this is about 30 minutes of this podcast. This has been a great episode. Damn. One take. Just one. Because fuck it, if I mess up, I'll get it in post editing. I'll put a commercial break where it was, and then I'll come back and like voice over like, we'll be right back. Hastily. It'll sound like those old those TV edits when they censor the curse words on movies when they come on TV. That's funny. Always fun. I miss that. I miss seeing that, and I miss seeing kung fu movies on Saturday. As a kid, you just used to sit down and you watch TV and shit. Man, it's crazy. Anyway, let me wrap this up. Big things coming up for Short Caviar. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, if you buy a shirt off Short Caviar, you take a picture of that shirt while you have it on, send it to us, and then we'll pick the best photos that we receive. We'll blast them on our social media. We'll tag you in them so that you can get some followers, and then people will know that Short Caviar is amazing and that there's a lot of good stuff on their website. A lot of good designs, a lot of great designs, a lot of designs that are thought-provoking and can cause discussions, turn heads. That's really what it's all about. Set trends or get left behind. Is that not something that's real, right? Even if I have 15 minutes of fame, I'm going to use every second of it. I'm not just going to fade away. And neither should you. I believe in you. And a lot of other people do too. Just step back and focus on what matters the most and what you want to achieve in life, and then go after it full speed. Surround yourself with a team that will allow you to build a dynasty and not just be a one-win fluke. You got to fill up that trophy case, not just put something in it. 443-747-1417 is the number to get in touch with Pod Caviar. This has been a great episode. I'm going to go because I have more designs to work on for Short Caviar. So thank you for listening. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And then just go back and listen to all the other episodes. They are so good, and the next season is coming up, and it's going to be amazing. It's coming up soon. I got to get out of here. I got to go. I'll see y'all. My name has been Tony. No, my name is still Tony. I'm Tony. This has been Pod Caviar, and I'm out.